Hello, welcome to Nate Flicks. I am Nate, you are you, and it is day 6 of 31 days of Halloween, and today I'm going to take the time to review a film that I think should have got way more love than it did. I don't hear anybody talk about Vacancy from 2007, so today, that's what we're going to do. Alright, so story time, my peeps. It's 2007. I'm sitting in a dark theater without very many people in it, and I am being treated to a wonderful joyride of a horror film that has a fantastic cast. It has a director I know nothing about, but he's really impressed me because every frame seems to be giving you some sort of clue or answering a question you might have and you just know where to look. And it's gritty. At times I'm getting scared, I'm getting disturbed, but no matter what, this high octane joyride is really just pleasing me. And then I walk out and I don't really ever hear anybody talk about the film. You fast forward almost exactly 1 year, I'm back in the same exact theater and it's packed. And I'm watching the movie going, oh man, these killers are scary. I love this home invasion setup. The lighting is great, the cinematography is great. I like what the director's doing. There's some real disturbing stuff, there's some good scares. This reminds me a lot of the movie that I just watched last year that nobody ever talks about. Man, there was nobody in that theater. This theater's packed. And I walked out and everybody wanted to talk about The Strangers. You fast forward a bunch of years, people are still on YouTube talking about The Strangers. The first movie I saw in 2007, it got like a direct-to-video sequel. The Strangers, it gets a feature film that's generating a lot of clicks on YouTube. People are comparing the first Strangers and the second Strangers. Everybody loves The Strangers, nobody knows about Vacancy, and I don't know why, because guess what? I love The Strangers. I really love The Strangers. I really love Vacancy though, and there's certain things it does better than The Strangers. While sure, The Strangers get some aspects of the movie, they're a little bit stronger in certain areas, but what Vacancy does better is one, its characters. That is one of my biggest problems with The Strangers, is that the characters aren't exactly the most likable and they're just downright stupid. I mean, they make some of the worst decisions that you will see in a horror movie anywhere, anytime. The characters in Vacancy, you understand where they're coming from because they're put with their backs up against the wall. They're being watched. The killers are surrounding them and have all sorts of access to them, and they don't even know where these access points are. It is a much worse situation by my approximation than The Strangers, and yet the characters are keeping their minds and their wits about them way better than the characters did in The Strangers. I would say at times, Vacancy is far more disturbing. So here's the setup for Vacancy. Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson are man and wife, at least for a little bit longer, as they are working on a divorce. They lost their child and they just haven't been able to reconcile all these different issues since then. You can tell there's a lot of resentment and the relationship is just never going to be the same. So they're driving down a little country road late at night and once you know it, car troubles. And so they end up at a really shady mechanic shop. He goes, hey, I'll take a look. I'm Ethan Embry. You don't know me, but you will in later years when my career takes off a little bit better. And sure enough, Ethan Embry, he's got some ulterior motive, so he's not going to fix the car up. He's going to make sure that sucker breaks down before too long. So, of course, the car breaks down. They got to head back to the mechanic shop. Well, they're closed for the night, wouldn't you know it. Well, good thing that the local motel has a bunch of vacancies and they can just stay there for the night. And this is where it gets awesome. It feels like a little bit of a callback to Psycho with that motel setting and the fact that the guy running the motel is such an ostensible creep. And I love that about Vacancy. I love that it's not a mystery. They pretty much right up front show you who the killers are. There's 3 of them. And they creep you out, and that's sometimes better. I would rather have that than a half-hearted mystery where I'm going, ooh, who's behind the mask? I don't need to know all the time. Sometimes it's scarier when you're in the shoes of someone, and you're like, that guy wants to kill me, that guy wants to kill me, and that guy wants to kill me, and I'm on their turf, and they know all the ins and outs, and I don't know anything, and I'm so scared. What are these videotapes? That's right, they go to their motel room and they find some videotapes, and this is some of the most disturbing found footage that I have ever seen in any movie anywhere. It feels like you're watching real snuff films, and god damn is it hard to watch. It sends a chill up your spine that gets stuck right about here and just leaves you feeling uncomfortable every time it's on the screen. It's brutal. Like, it feels nasty, like you're not supposed to be watching it, and damn if you don't feel bad for Kate Beckinsale and Luke Wilson. The motel manager, great bad guy, because he's like a slimy Ned Flanders. Like, you look at this guy and you're like, oh, this guy's got a questionable collection of pornography. Well, turns out it's not a questionable collection of pornography. It is those snuff films though, and he's working with the mechanic and the other mechanic, and those are your killers. I don't know why they bothered to put masks on the two killers. That's one of my issues with Vacancy. I thought they felt they had to because it was a slasher film. One looks a little bit like the guy from Hush. One looks like a discount, like Party City, Michael Myers. Didn't need to do that because we know who the killers are. Y'all didn't try to make a mystery, and we don't care because the scares are so good. Between the setup of that motel, they do all sorts of great little horror tricks with like the flickering lights and the cockroaches coming out and just the filth. You know that feeling when you walk into a seedy hotel or motel room and your skin just starts crawling and you're like, I'm sleeping in my clothes. I'm gonna wear flip-flops in the shower. That place is this motel, but way, way, way worse. That's what I'm saying. Your skin is just crawling because of the motel room. So imagine how you're gonna feel once you start seeing snuff films and killers outside your window. And then the killers, you see, they don't just have one doorway or two doorways. They have a secret passageway, and I'm not gonna tell you where it is. You'll have to watch and find out for yourself. But I thought that was an awesome device to use in the film. And then once they do figure out that passageway, well, the drama just keeps on going and the scares get even bigger because you start to get a little bit of claustrophobia in here too. That's what I'm saying, man. Every little turn, Vacancy has something for you. It's just a really damn good, solid horror film. Not to say that The Strangers isn't. I know I kind of came out hard against The Strangers. I love The Strangers. I'm just saying I think it's very odd and very unfair and very undue that The Strangers gets lauded by practically everybody and then nobody even knows about Vacancy. So there you go. This is my PSA. This is me pushing you to go watch Vacancy. You can rent it for like $3.99 off of Prime right now. You might be able to go get it in the bargain bin at Walmart because nobody ever really gave a damn about Vacancy, but I do, and I hope you will too, because I would rate this film a 4 out of 5 or an 80% for what it is. Is it going to change your life? Is it going to give you an awesome message? No. Is it gonna break it down and make you cry? No. Is it gonna make you fall in love? No. But it's gonna scare you, it's gonna make you smile, and you're gonna have a good night if you watch Vacancy, or at least I did. So there you go. Be sure to comment below if you have seen Vacancy, or be sure to comment below what you think of The Strangers. But on that, you guys have a fantastic day. I am Nate for Nightmare Flick saying, that's a wrap.